you have to hear a story of Ganesha, the elephant-headed god, and his brother, the athletic warlord of the gods, Kartikeya. The two brothers one day decided to go on a race 3 times around the world. Brother Ganesha simply walked around his parents once, twice, thrice, and said, "I won." "How come?" said Kartikeya. And Ganesha said, "You went around the world. I went around my world." The world is objective, logical, universal, factual, scientific. My world is subjective. It's emotional. It's personal. It's perceptions, thoughts, feelings, dreams. It is the belief system that we carry. It's the myth that we live in. The world tells us how the world functions, how the sun rises, how we are born. My world tells us why the sun rises. Why were we born? Every culture is trying to understand itself. Why do we exist? And every culture comes up with its own understanding of life, its own customized version of mythology. Culture is a reaction to nature. And this understanding of our ancestors is transmitted generation from generation in the form of stories, symbols, and rituals, which are always indifferent to rationality. And so when you study it, you realize that different people of the world have a different understanding of the world. Different people see things differently, different viewpoints. There is my world and there is your world. Because my world, you see, is rational, and yours is superstition, yours is faith, yours is illogical. This is the root of the clash of civilizations. It took place once in 326 BC. Alexander, a young Macedonian, met there what he called a gymnosophist, which means the naked wise man. Or perhaps he was just a yogi who was sitting on a rock, staring at the sky and the sun and the moon. Alexander asked, "What are you doing?" And the gymnosophist answered, "I'm experiencing nothingness." Then the gymnosophist asked, "What are you doing?" And Alexander said, "I am conquering the world." And they both laughed. Each one thought the other was a fool. Gymnosophist said, "Why is he conquering the world? It's pointless." And Alexander thought, "Why is he sitting around doing nothing? What a waste of a life." Two different mythologies, two different ways of looking at the world. One linear, one cyclical. One believes this is the one and only life. The other believes this is one of many lives. And so the denominator of Alexander's life was 1. So the value of his life was the sum total of achievements. The denominator of the gymnosophist's life was infinity. So no matter what he did, it was always 0. If you live only once in one life cultures around the world, you will see an obsession with binary logic, absolute truth, standardization, absoluteness, linear patterns in design. But if you look at cultures which are cyclical and based on infinite lives, you will see a comfort with fuzzy logic, with opinion, with contextual thinking, with everything is relative, sort of, mostly. You look at art, look at the ballerina, how linear she is in her performance. And then look at the Indian classical dancer, the Kuchipudi dancer, the Bharatanatyam dancer, curvaceous.